Hello dearies, welcome back to the Craft Kitchen. And for all new subscribers, my name is Tina, I'm from Germany, and I have a confession to make. I'm a junk journal junkie and a paper addict. So my channel is mostly about junk journaling, but you will always see me do paper crafts or things related to paper crafts. In my last video I made this journal cover from these tissue boxes. For this journal cover I used 3 boxes and I made a 3-spine journal. So I decided this will be my front cover with a pocket here, and I also made use of the box openings to turn them into windows. Turn this over and do have space for 2 more signatures. And speaking of signatures, I already assembled papers to make my signatures with. Some really old papers, some coffee dyed, or yeah, these are tea dyed and coffee dyed. Then I also copied some of my coffee dyed papers. I do have some printables here. These are from Seven Plaza, from her calligraphy set. And I do have book pages, like this one, which has some holes in it, as you can see. And I also do have this calligraphy paper. This is very thin paper. Yeah, you actually could read the book through this paper. And yeah, I want to bind these papers into my junk journal, so making signatures with it. But yeah, as you can tell, the paper would be very fragile. So for sewing in my signatures, I will have to reinforce or repair my pages. And because I had to cut these thin papers, I kept the strips. Of course, I kept every strip. And I'm going to reinforce these thin papers with these thin strips. You also could use, I have here some sewing patterns, also very thin paper in 2 different colors. Well, the reason I'm not using these strips like this coffee dyed paper, this is just copy paper, or this, it's also copy paper but a bit heavier. It's 100 GSM, I guess. The reason I'm not using those strips, although they would look beautiful here at the edges, is because when you glue these thicker papers on, it would be very difficult to open these thin papers, because of course it would be sturdier here on the inside at the fold and very flimsy here. So I'm going to reinforce it with these flimsy papers. Of course it will be a bit sturdier, yes, that's what I want to sew them in, but not as much as with the copy paper. So first I'm going to take care of the calligraphy paper, which is in fact the most complicated task. For this I'm using the strips I cut off from this side of the papers, so that my pages will fit in the cover. So, and I will have to glue the strip here to the fold. For this I'm not going to use regular glue or craft glue. I'm going to be using methyl cellulose. I made a mix of 96% water and 4% methyl cellulose powder. You could also use starch paste for this. I made a video about glue some time ago where I explain how to make starch paste for these tasks. So first things first, I'm going to ink my strips. I will need 3 strips at least. I don't know yet if I will have to reinforce the insides of the papers too. So I'm starting on the outside fold and then maybe also reinforce the insides. Yes, I could start with the inside of the paper because there's no print, but I think this looks really neat here on the graph with an inked strip where you can see the lines through, just to create more interest. To ink up the edges of my strips, I'm going to be using a brush. I hope this will work. I don't trust myself enough to use a foam dauber for this. So let's see. Well, I guess, yeah. So I inked up 3 of my strips because I don't know if I'm going to be using more. So firstly I'm going to reinforce the outside, let it dry, and then I'll see if this is already enough. And I also dared to use a dauber to go very carefully along the edge to make, yeah, the edge of the paper more visible here on my page. So now I'm going to fold these the wrong side. So I'm folding this lengthwise. Trying to line this up straight. Like so. There. And then I'm folding it open again, because when I put my paste on here, like when it's folded, the paste will seep through and both sides will be wet, and this we don't want. So this is, ooh. Now this is the folded edge of my paper. Placing it here on my glass mat. I'm painting some of my methyl cellulose paste on one side of my strip, only one side. I will have to use the right side for this because it's much easier for me. Carefully, really carefully lifting this. Let me clean this first and dry it, because I don't want my paper to get wet here. And you don't have to be that fast, because this stuff has a really long open time. So drying time. Did I turn it over? No. Really hard to see. And then I'm gonna be trying to line this up with the edge of my page. Good thing is it is see-through. So yeah, hence you can see through your reinforcement strip what you're doing. Carefully pressing this down, really carefully, and open it as soon as possible, because like I told you, the paste will seep through and probably glue your page together. We don't want this. So now I could fold this in. Ooh. And like so, carefully. Put a bit of glue here after I marked this, and then just let it dry flat. But I'm not going to do this. I'm going to be waiting until this side of my reinforcement is dry, and then I'm going to be gluing this side down. Makes it much easier. So I'm going to be reinforcing all 3 of them, so 2 left. And after I've prepared one side of these flimsy pages, I'm going to be showing you what I'm about to do with this problem child. I also cut off the bottom of the flimsy calligraphy papers, so I do have these strips here. And yeah, this is from a book that has been sewn as well as glued. So this is the first page of the signature. So there was a lot of hardened glue on the back of this. In also another video I explained that the first pages, or sometimes second pages, of a signature are numbered. This is the 18th signature from the book Beethoven, Werke und Leben, and I really want to use this, so I will have to, definitely will have to reinforce these. Oh well, I remember, this book was not only glued and sewn in, the signatures were not only glued and sewn in, they also had staples. So at some point this book has been repaired, because using 3 binding methods is very, very rare. So let's see. Yeah, I cut off the bottom of the graph paper, and I'm going to be using this first to close these 2 holes, like so. So in the end this will more look like band-aids on the page itself. But I'm not going to use this straight. Let me see. How much do we need? Actually not that much. I'm going to tear this off here. And also I will tear this straight line here. And again, I want to ink this. Where is my... there. And yes, the distress oxide, so my inking, will react with the methyl cellulose, with the paste, and this is what I really want. So again, let's clean this. A lot of cleaning today. And maybe I should use this part to put my paste on my strip. And this time I'm going full in, because makes it much easier. I will have to find my tweezers for this. So, and this time I'm gonna be preparing my page from the inside. Let's see how I get this to stay down. And there you can see, if you're very careful, you can actually pull your paper on the page before you pressed it down. That's because of the paste. Really takes a long time to dry. Well, not that long, but I'd say, yeah, well, about an hour maybe, until it's really dry. I'm going to be doing the same down here. And yeah, I'm also, well, this is not that much damage here, but I'm also going to put some band-aids here in the inside or the outside, I don't know yet, of the other two pages, so they will look a bit more similar. This one's actually in a quite good shape, but still I'm going to glue in some band-aids because it's really nice, isn't it? Wow! Well, I knew already this would look quite cool, but actually this is just another level of cool. It's just great. I was thinking about stamping when this is dry on the band-aids, but I guess I'm going to be leaving it. And where did I see this? Let's find the back. Oh yeah, here the oxide is already seeping through the page, and that's just awesome. So let's wait until this is dry, and hopefully I will have the marks of the oxide on every on the back of every page. So I'm going to put these aside. If I can find space for them. So, and yeah, I have those 3 book pages. They don't look that bad. You just can see the sewing marks in here, like so. There you go. But I also want to reinforce them, and for this I'm going to be using the sewing pattern paper. Let me see, which one do I want for this? I haven't decided for a color yet. Where's my cover? There you are. Yeah, I guess I like the reddish tone better, but it kind of like would vanish here. You wouldn't see much of it or recognize much of it. So yeah, I'm going to take the grayish paper and hopefully also ink around it. Well, that's quite handy. Before I'm going to unfold all of this and never have the chance to get it back together, you know how this works, I'm just going to cut here. Let me see. Yeah, it will be 4 plies, but I don't mind because one can always use sewing pattern paper for collaging. So I'm going to cut this off here. And oh, I guess I will have to cut here first. There you go. So I will have 4 strips in the end. well, it's more of 1 or 2. I have no idea. I never ever managed to refold these sewing pattern papers when I've been using them actually for sewing. So yeah, not going to do this, because when you use the folds that are still in there, it will stay more or less flat and not take off that much space. So let's see what we have here. 1 strip, 2 strips, not too bad. We only have enough for 2 pages to have the pattern on them. Well, that's okay. Here's just a tiny line, so I'm going to stamp on this, I guess. And yeah, again, trying to make more or less straight strips with these. Well, do they have to be straight? When I do want to keep this, let's see. So this is 1. Maybe so. And this. So I'm going to tear this here. And somewhere here. So yeah, I will have enough to cut it straight later. But what do I do with this? Because I still have this tiny piece of a fold here, but I guess when I put my paste on here, this will lay flat. So I only have to make it a bit more narrow, because this is way too big. Yeah, I don't like, or do I? Wait a moment. Do I like this? Like so. Actually, yeah, I like it. So it's gonna be this size. Again, trying to find the middle somehow, folding and doing the same like with the calligraphy paper, just gluing the edges on here. So while the first 6 pages are drying, the mending of the first 6 pages is drying, on to the next. I found this a music book in a thrift store. Let me get this out carefully. I mean, you can see it's no longer bound. It's just falling apart. Well, this is actually the front cover. This is, wow, awesome. There are so many hand notes in here. I just love it. And since it's falling apart, I have no problem to use it for signature pages. Excuse me. Yeah, and I found this page. This is just great. Where someone edited the notes below for the piano part, just wrote the notes themselves. This is just great. And glued it on here just with 2 strips of clear tape. So I will have to somehow glue this down, because I want to bind this into the journal. And I would have here a kind of belly band, which is actually very tight. I mean, on the back side of the page, this would fit, I guess. Yeah, this would do. It would tear. It wouldn't tear off here, but on this side, no way. And I don't want to cut off the mending with the clear tape, because yes, you can see the clear tape also is really old. And the pages themselves already have been sort of repaired with lots of glue tape. Clear tape, sorry. And here is another tear I will repair. Sort of. This is just wonderful. So, and for this, to repair this, I'm going to be using a leftover strip, if I can find it. Ah, here. You remember we cut off 2 long strips, so I have this left. I'm going to be using this to glue this around here, like so. Yeah, this time I'm going to cut this a bit smaller, of course, because this is really wide. No, no, no. And yeah, sadly, maybe what I could do, let me get a tag. Oh wow, this is too wide. Oh no, if you get stuck here, you would tear this off. Well, I could have made this into a top pocket for a narrow tag or some tickets. Well, when I glue these sides down and when I glue this, can I reach this? I think so. I really don't want to glue this down and just leave it like it is, because it's so special. I want to sort of keep and use it. Yeah, I'm going to glue the top down. Well, I could leave this here as a belly band and just hang some tickets or a folded tag on here and still have this pocket, this tuck spot, not a pocket, it's a tuck spot. So leaving this open, oh yes, this is what I'm gonna do. This time I'm gonna be using my art glitter glue. So let's see. I guess somehow I will be able to reach the fold here. Now you can't see it right now. Why is there so much air coming out? Oh, another tip for you. If you have a volcano in your glue bottle, just screw it open, the entire cap. Just screw the cap open. Let some air in there, maybe remove the hardened glue as well, so it won't get stuck in your nozzle. And then just glue it back on, because the only reason you have the volcano is the negative pressure in the bottle. And through here, through this tiny opening, or even if there is the needle inside, there can't get enough air in there, so the negative pressure will just sort of suck the bottle together and press your glue out. So let me see, try up until there, and then I have to put, whoa, this is really complicated, but I don't dare ripping this because it's just great. Creating a pocket here. So I'm going to glue this down first, and then I'm also going to put some glue under here so I don't accidentally rip off the clear tape when I'm putting something in there. I like it. I very much like it. So let's see, can I? Yeah, I can reach this. Well, I should have done this before I pressed it down, I guess. Too late. Let's see. Oh yeah. And I will leave this open, but I'm going to put a strip of glue exactly here at the edge, so there won't be that much tension on my belly band. See, sometimes you have to work with the flow, and sometimes the flow has to work with you. This is what just happened. The flow worked with me. So this is actually prepared. This is just nice. I don't know if you can see this, but here at this spot, the glue of the clear tape is seeping through, and you have like a oily spot on this side. Fabulous. I like it. So let's see, do we have to repair something here too? No, but I actually can bring out the folds a bit more. The wrinkles. Oh yes. Also these. Only the tiniest bit going over. Here too. Oh yeah. And here. And I don't know if you can see this on camera, but there are pencil marks all over. This is so gorgeous. I love it. So we do have some folds here too. Some, let's say natural folds. And of course I'm going to ink the edges of my pages too. But I guess for this I'm going to be using vintage photo, at least for the book pages. So these and the Beethoven pages. Yes. Oh, at some point there has been a paperclip that rusted. I wonder if I can make use of this mark again. Maybe I do have a rusty paper clip exactly in this size. Just great. So let's see. Here are a lot of wrinkles and folds and whatnot too. Actually, when I saw this book in the thrift shop, I was jumping, I was screaming. This was, wow, the best find ever. Yeah, well, actually, this specific visit was in general the best find ever, because, I guess I will never have to buy any photo paper again, because the first thing we found when we entered was the stationery shelf, and I bought so many packages of photo paper. Glossy photo paper, but I don't mind, because glossy photos are really nice to distress with crackle paint and crackle paste and alcohol ink. I really like this. So now I've used walnut stain oxide in my excitement. Anyway, I have to stop. So I'm just going to find the wrinkles here. Well, there aren't any. There's only this tare. So, and because this is a bit, this paper here is a bit thicker and more smooth than my book pages, I will use a mixture of methyl cellulose paste and bookbinding glue to mend this tear with my, where is it? Ah, here, with my strip of sewing pattern paper. Let's see. Yeah, about this size, double. So I need this. Guess I'm going to tear this a bit too. I don't like the straight edge here. And then, let's see, I guess I'm going to tear on both sides. Or do I? No, I'm not, because I'm tearing cute. Wow, no, don't tear, no. No, 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 no. So, now this doesn't look good at all. I don't like it. I will have to find another piece. Maybe this fits already. Oh yeah, so I'm going to be taking this and I'm just going to roughly cut it. Yeah, guess I'm going to be using just my scissors for this. No, this won't be a straight cut, but I don't mind a crooked cut also. So yeah, this will do. And like I told you, I'm going to be using, let me find it. This is PVA with methyl cellulose paste, 70% PVA, 30% methyl cellulose paste. I guess I'm going to thin this down even more with methyl cellulose, so I'm at 40% PVA and 60% methyl cellulose. So the first, repairs and mending and whatnot are ready, and I actually will have to glue a strip also here to the inside, because this is still very flimsy. Before I'm going to do this, I will glue this here to the outside, and for this, folding that again together, the page, brushing on my methyl cellulose, and maybe you can already see I didn't glue this exactly in the middle, but I don't care, because another thing is going to happen when you do it like this. Just a second. So when you turn this strip over, oh, first let me remove my paste and dry this. So when you fold this over, try and start from the middle very carefully, but not like every centimeter, just here and there, because when paper is damp, the fibers will spread and your paper strip will get bigger. Folding this open again, I guess. Yeah, it's better with this. And then I'm using my brush to press this on. This is a very soft brush. Just pressing this paper on. And I don't care, like I told you, if I get these smudges here of my oxide, because yeah, this is actually what I was trying to achieve. So letting this dry, open of course, and then I will have to put another strip here on the inside, but since I do have the strip from the outside, I can see where to place the strip in the middle. Then I do have my Band-Aid papers, like this. Oh, these are so beautiful. Let me take this one, where the holes were, here and down here. Yeah, too bad the oxide ink didn't seep through here. Maybe I'm going to fake it, I have no idea yet. But before I'm going to distress this more, of course, I will have to reinforce the whole fold. So yeah, I'm just doing the same I did with the other papers. Cut a strip out of my sewing pattern paper and glue it on here. I have prepared all my pages to be sewn in, so I mended all these, and these are the other papers. I just had to fold. Hopefully all this will fit into the journal. So these, oh, I love them so much. So on the outside I reinforced them with sewing pattern paper, and on the inside I did those, yeah, Band-Aids. They are just great. They look awesome, guys. Wow, I love them. And I couldn't resist doing the same for the other book pages. Remember, we've been using wider strips to reinforce the fold. Yeah, I just had to, because this looks so cool. Just look. I love it. I really, really love it. So in here we do have the calligraphy paper, which is still very flimsy, but I managed to reinforce the fold very well. Oh, it's not 100% dry. So this is now sturdy enough to be sewn in, and not too sturdy so that I can't fold this open smooth. Did this with all three of them, reinforced from the outside and the inside. Let me check if these are dry already. Yeah, if when they are 100% dry, I will have to press them again. And these, oh, I love it. So remember, we made a belly band here with this strip someone had taped on to the page, this paper, this music paper. So I made a belly band out of this, and I also reinforced the inside, the top inside of the belly band with a paper strip, because yeah, it's very thin paper already. And here I just made a tuck spot, gluing these three sides down. I love these pages. Look, all the notes everywhere. This is just great. And yeah, this one I left like it was. I just highlighted the folds here and there. And here I used also sewing pattern paper to mend this tear here, but I used bookbinder's glue and mixed it with methyl cellulose. So the result is a slightly harder mend here at the edge, but this is what I was looking for. So I will have some different texture on this page. It actually feels like someone put a piece of sort of thicker surgery tape on here. This looks really aged. I also used walnut stain distress oxide for this. Yeah, but Here it worked very well. We do have reddish and green and brown tones on here. Looks really nice. But yeah, on these pieces, I guess I should have painted water on the outside of my strips instead of methyl cellulose, because the reaction is not as visible as I was hoping for. Let me see here. Yeah, I managed to spread some of the distress oxide from the strip to the page itself. Well, here it worked very well. There are these, yeah, kind of like dark reddish brown, English red it's in Germany. I don't know if it's English red everywhere. So reddish brown dots here and there, a bit bluish also. Well, it worked the tiniest bit, I'd say. There's green and blue and red, yeah, but you have to take a really close look. Now that all pages are prepared, of course, the next step will be to sew them in here into the signatures, and also to decorate the journal a bit more. But I think this will be another video because, yeah, it's been a lot already. And because I do have to take care of a family too, I'm going to make a cut here. And hopefully I will see you for the decoration of this beauty in my next video. Thanks for watching, dearies, and as always, stay crafty and be excellent to each other. Bye!